Good evening, lads. How are you?
We're okay. How are you doing today?
Oh, not very well after that result.
Is that a surprise, though? It can't be.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a surprise. Let's be honest. We knew that we was never going to win the game, and leaving it to the last game of the group was ridiculous. And some of the players that are in the team, and some of the players that are in the squad in general, that's half of them need to be gone. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You boys watch the games just as much as anyone else. I mean, do you not find with Man United we've got no players with like that bit of oomph for the badge? No one showing any passion, any knit and grit. No one's really willing to do them extra yards.
Do you know what? One of the only players I think is prepared to do that probably Scott McTominay. I think he's probably one he never really shirks it. I know at times he's not your best player, but at least he never doesn't give 100%.
He never stops.
Do you know what I mean? He keeps going. He keeps going.
Maguire, recently, I'd struggled to even say Bruno's been in form because he hasn't. He's been a ghost this season.
Well, all he does is wave his arms about and point at everyone else. I don't think he's ever taken responsibility for anything he's ever done.
And like you were saying, Benty, I mean, I'm not being funny. You said you hate teams that sack managers when they haven't got a plan. Now, what we need to do exactly that. We need to give the manager a little bit more time to the end of the season, see who we can get in, see who's about, see who's available, and actually start with a plan. Because if this new takeover is happening, just as we saw it with Newcastle, with Eddie Howe, they didn't want Steve Bruce. They got their man in. He's been doing the business for him. They've given him time to settle in. He hasn't gone over the top with buying ridiculous players for stupid amounts of money. Just genuine players that will work for that team. So I don't think we've got it.
So Ben, what do you do then? Because if the players are not playing for the manager, you can't sack the players. What happens next at Manchester United?
Well, I think this summer we've got to have a massive clear out, get rid of some of the dead wood in there. We need players that are hungry. The only thing that I would say about Højlund recently is obviously he's not getting the service. I mean, I'm not really getting this whole winger thing recently. I mean, back when you was playing, Benty, you had Aaron Lennon, all these players running down the wing with the ball, trying to get the ball into you. Now they seem to go down the wing, then Anthony comes back. I don't really understand what even our strategy is in the game.
Okay, he's been poor, by the way, Anthony. Oh my! He offers.
Do you know there was a moment. It's difficult for me because they're my team, right? But I have to be honest. There was a moment last night after 20 minutes. I heard his name. Might have been 25 minutes. I heard his name, and I was like, "Is he playing?"
Yeah, he offers nothing. No goals, no assists.
Isn't it bizarre though?
And by the way, I don't think it was a red, but looking at it, it was no accident.
No,
stamping on Alphonso Davies' foot.
Yeah. Well,
but he's got that in petulance because who did he kick?
But you get that a lot when a team's not playing well, and that's frustration coming out. You get that with Bruno does that. You do get that with players.
But remember against City when he just kicked Doku for no reason.
For no reason, yeah.
You don't need. You got too many of them players that are petulant.
Elliot is up next, the Man United fan. Hi, Elliot. How are you?
How are you doing, lads? You all right?
I'm okay. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I've won 1-2 distraught last night. 1-0 to Bayern's not.
You take that, wouldn't you?
What they got.
What do you mean you weren't too? It's not the result of 90 minutes. It's the result of the Champions League, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. People keep saying, "Oh, we're not playing as best." No, I think this is our best. I think this is our level at the minute. I don't think we've got the players that can grab a game by the scruff of the neck. I don't think we've got the players that are willing to track back and fight for the badge. And I might cause a bit of controversy here, but Bruno Fernandes, for me, it can go for me.
Do you know what, Elliot, right, with Bruno, and again, you look at Bruno's numbers, that's always his get out. You look at his numbers and you go, well,
he's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, but
there's no doubt about that.
He's a good player, but in big games he's not.
But
he's that petulant.
Here's the thing, whenever anyone, not just a caller, my mates, you, me, whatever, you hear the phrase of, this player's not playing for the badge and don't track back, it can only be the manager, right? Yeah. Their job is to manage, to get the best out of that player. You can look at so many different clubs. Probably the best example is Unai Emery, right? Took over from Steven Gerrard. We're talking about can they win the league? They probably won't, but we're talking about can they win it? Yeah. Right? You look at Roberto De Zerbi. He went into Brighton after Potter, right? And you thought there's no way anyone's going to be better, and he's taken them to another level.
Yeah.
So many managers get so much more out of players from someone else's team. Graham Potter.
Yeah, 100%. Let me explain.
Okay, you need to. Oh, he's gone. What's happened to Sam? We've lost him. He was going to explain the Graham Potter thing. I don't think, thanks for your call, I don't think Graham Potter's the answer. I think To manage one of the biggest clubs in the world, you need one of the biggest.
Well, do you know what? It might work for him because he went to Chelsea, which is a basket case of a club.
I don't think it'll work.
No, but you say that he did Chelsea, and that job is. Pochettino at the minute is finding it impossible to get anything out of that club. Yeah. So that tells you how much of a difficult job that is.
You would know more than most because you've played at the highest level. A manager needs to be used to managing big names. Having big finances to spend.
Yeah, but I think that's necessarily a thing of the past, about big names and all that, because everybody has to start somewhere. Unless you're Pep, who comes out of Barcelona. He started
at Brighton.
With Potter?
Yeah.
Well, but before that, Swansea.
No, sorry, you know what I mean. He started becoming a name at Brighton.
Yeah, but I think after managing Chelsea, his next big job that he gets, he'll be better equipped to handle it because, as I said, Chelsea, Pochettino, a lot of people spoke about, they love Pochettino's management, the football that he plays. He's gone to Chelsea and he is struggling to get a tune out of that team. The injuries don't help, I get that. Potter's next job, he might be better for it other than having that Chelsea experience.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.